We just started going live right now. We are live right now. Hey, Mike, let's go over that intro one more time, bro.
Crazy. We live though.
Intro one more time.
Hey, stop stroking. Oh, shit.
It's great, Mike.
Stop strolling, y'all. It's that time of night with Nite Brite with Sterl and Thrill.
Hey,
we got Tara Brown tonight.
Yeah.
MonaLisa Musiq.
What?
Give it up for Sterl and Thrill.
Hey, that's awesome. Hey guys, welcome to Nite Brite. My name is Sterling Thrill, and in order to stay on time, we just went ahead and started. My people are trying to get it together right now. Y'all give it up for Big Mike, everybody. Give it up for Big Mike on time. Big Mike, everybody. Give it up for Big Mike. On to my right, left, I don't know, this way, I think, maybe on your phone and camera, you might see it, but this is MonaLisa, who's going to do our music for us tonight. This is our logo down here. And that's my man, Big Mike. Y'all give it up for Mr. Mike Clarity. Woo-hoo. Here we go, our monologue, you guys. Hey, so listen, a teen in California fought off a bear to protect her dogs. That really happened. A teen fought off a bear in California. Isn't that crazy? Like, I know it's scary, but that is the white thing to do. Listen, man, I ain't fighting off a bear.
I'm sorry.
I am not. I love my dogs. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not fighting off a bear for them. Like, that's not happening. Look, I got 2 hounds. They food aggressive and they bark all the time. If a bear comes up, I'll be like, y'all should have been quiet. That's not on me. We could have quiet placed ourselves out of here. That was on y'all. Y'all should. I'll let the dogs. I'm not fighting a bear. That's just not. I'm not that kind of white. Like, I'm really not. I can't do that. You know what I mean? Bear fight sounds like a redneck Friday night. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what you want? You want to go throw some axes and then, I don't know, maybe just take a baby cub? You know, you just want to throw a baby bear? I know I'm haunting your screen right now, but I am not that white. I just ain't that white. So. Hey, last week a woman in Spain was actually put behind bars for using a pirated copy of Windows. Yeah, she knew something was up when she realized that her computer was working correctly. She was like, wait a second. She's like, Microsoft Edge isn't taking an hour to load MSN.com. Something is not. All my data is protected. Something's not right. Let's see what else happened, you guys. Speaking about not right, did y'all see this in the news? Did y'all see this? The Mars helicopter went on a wild ride recently because of what NASA called a navigation error. Yeah, turns out they were using MapQuest. That was a navigation error. It's not really NASA's fault, though. See, NASA did print off all the direction, but the Mars rover forgot the last 2 pages. And so I paid Nicki to laugh. The rest of it, they don't care. They're like, no, we good. People text me saying they can or can't see it. I don't know. I hope this is working on Facebook Live. If you're on the Facebook Live, click, give us some love. Say, hey, say something like that. Nicki's going to see, make sure that we are live on the Facebooks and share it with all the people. So, hey, we're in the middle of our monologue. I'm going to tell you a couple more things. The NBA playoff in sports news. The NBA playoffs are on. Did y'all see that the Hawks are actually leading the Knicks right now? Sorry, Tara Brown, but the Hawks.
That sucks.
The Hawks are leading the Knicks right now. It's 3-1 Hawks, okay? You only need 4 to win this series, all right? Atlanta's already got 3. They got a big lead. That story again, the Knicks are going to win the next 3 games.
Okay.
They're going to win their next 3 games because big lead, Atlanta. Yeah, I wrote these myself, guys. It's okay. Tell you what, we'll try again. In Illinois, a 97-year-old man. Hey, listen, in case you can laugh too. You got to multitask. All right, 97. I'm just playing. A 97-year-old man actually just graduated college this past week. A 97-year-old man just graduated college.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's not stopping. He said by the time he's 112, he hopes to pay off his student loans. He can get those paid off.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, right. It might happen. All right, this is our last little story that we're going to go over here. This is real. In the UK, a bride is coming under fire for feeding her wedding guests just one chicken tender each.
Ooh.
Wow.
But they were monogrammed. They were. It's a keepsake or dinner, whatever you choose. It's one chicken tender, like one chicken tender. Like when I heard there was people that cheap in London, I was like, I did not know my family came from London. I did not know that we're British. I should have known we're British. I really should have known. Look at these grill. Look at this grill. Like, you know, like you didn't hear me talking. You just saw me. You like, that dude eats crumpets. That's a crumpet eating. That dude knows what Weatherspoons is. That dude knows all about Weatherspoons. But yeah, man, that actually happened. What else is there? And people shouldn't be surprised. Look at the crooked. The truth is, though, you guys, it was an outdoor wedding, right? And there was something happened. She had more food for her guests, but apparently a bear tried to get the food. And the server that was working the banquet was like, went to attack the guy that brought him on, saying, why are you putting me in front of this bear? I'm not doing this. I'm too white. I'm not white enough for this. So I'm not white enough for this. But you know what I am white enough for? To introduce our music. I want y'all to give it up for MonaLisa Musiq, everybody.
I'm not white enough to go chase my dog down the street. I'm not white at all. I'm not white enough to get the bear to not eat my meat. I'm not that white at all. It's too late for me to pay back those loans. It's too late for me to give you more than one chicken bone. We're up all night and I'm not white.
All right, one more time for MonaLisa Musiq, everybody. One more time for MonaLisa. Fantastic, man. This is awesome. Hey, I just want to thank everybody for helping us out. Big Mike, how you doing, bro? He quit. All right, he already quit.
I'm good.
Big Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Man, hey, listen, how long have I known you, man?
Man, we go way back, right? We go back to second grade.
Yeah, man, second grade. Back when I had all the hair. You remember that?
Red top.
Thanks. I ain't asked for the roast, man. I just wanted to know that I needed the viewers to know that I did have hair. I actually did have hair. I did have it. Hey, Mike, something else too. You know, I was thinking about this. You know, I hate stereotypes and stuff, but I was thinking about this. Hey, how many times have the cops been called on you?
Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Because here's the thing. I don't think that many. And I bet they've only been calling you twice. And both those times, you're with me. Like, I was the reason both times the cops got
called. Well, the first one, that was on you. The second one, I think we both had it. That was both of us second go around.
You know what? We're not going to give any context. No context. We're done with that. We're not going to tell anybody anything. Hey, Mike, you know, I think you're good at a lot of stuff. Do you think I'm also good at a couple things?
Yeah, telling the blunt honest truth.
Telling
the truth. Telling it to the point to where it's the truth. But sometimes you overtell the truth. Sometimes
I do overtell the truth. Like the fact that I'm gonna tell you something real quick. I forgot to say this one thing. Hey, you guys, I would love y'all to share this video right now. Sharing is caring. Friends that care, they really share. So please, if you're on the Facebook, please share this video. Please let people know about it. Just hit the share button. We love it. Sharing is caring. It's better over here. Yeah, sharing is caring. It's no longer a phrase that you would say just to take your sister's man, Angelica. All right, Big Mike. Sorry about that. What were we saying? What are you saying? I'm too honest. Is that what you said?
You're too bluntly honest.
Ouch. All right. I think I get that from you. I'm too bluntly honest. You know what? But sometimes I have good ideas, Mike. Sometimes I really do have good ideas. But I'm too bluntly honest, which brings us to a segment that I like to call
Styling's not good at marketing.
Awesome. I love it, you guys. All right, so I've always wanted to do marketing type stuff, right? I need my phone, actually, if you don't mind. I've always wanted to do marketing stuff, but apparently no one likes my marketing ideas. So my audience right now, Tell me if you like these couple ideas. I'm gonna show you some items. They're all food related this time. And I'm gonna show you some items and you just tell me if you like these slogans. Does that make sense? Is that cool for everybody? Y'all wanna hear it?
Yes.
No, let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry about that. All right, guys, Sterl's not good at marketing, apparently, is what they're saying. So we're going to bring up some food items. I'm going to tell you my slogan for them. Tell me if you like them, all right? So first slogan right here, the first item, Mountain Dew. We love Mountain Dew, right? Here's my slogan for it. I'm going to pitch it to PepsiCo, see what they say. Mountain Dew goes in yellow, comes out yellow. All right, let's look at our next item right here. All right, this item here is a garlic Carolina Reaper pepper sauce. Ooh. Garlic Carolina Reaper pepper sauce. Goes in yellow, comes out demon baby. It's too real. That's too real for some of y'all. Too real for some of y'all. All right, let's look at the next one right here. Y'all know this hummus brand? Have y'all seen this before? Anybody seen this?
Yeah.
I love hummus.
I love hummus. All right, it's really good. The correct pronunciation is Sabra. Is Sabra, right? See, but I would switch that little pronunciation just a little bit for the purpose of marketing. Okay, so here's the hummus. Here's my slogan. Say, bruh, you want some hummus? All right, let's look at this next one right here. Okay, this next one. Hey, y'all might not know. Everybody here should know Chick-fil-A. Southeast, we should know Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A. What was that?
The holy chicken.
The holy chicken, which is a perfect segue because this company tends to kind of present themselves like they're a Christian organization, right? They're a Christian organization, but you don't have to be a Christian to eat there. You can be whatever. Whatever race or gender, doesn't matter. All you have to identify is hungry. If you're hungry, they'll feed you, right? So it doesn't matter what religion, whatever, but Chick-fil-A will feed you. So that brings me to my slogan for them. Chick-fil-A, you might not make it to heaven, but you can taste it. Oh man, you know what? If this was just a church show, like if we were just live streaming to churches, it'd be Chick-fil-A. Taste and see the goodness of the Polynesian sauce. See the goodness of the or the nuggets, the strips. I don't know. Big Mike, you know they got yeast rolls.
When they start something, I was just there earlier.
The chicken minis. Mike said, "Wait a minute, I want to find out." Chicken minis are a little yeast rolls.
Right now, I'm asking for rolls.
What is it?
I'm going to check my Chick-fil-A app on the menu. They have yeast rolls.
Get them rewards points. All right. Hey, you know what? Actually, I got one more Chick-fil-A. If Chick-fil-A was a bit more savage, they might do something like this. Hi, Zaxby's, KFC, and Popeyes. We see you're getting into the chicken sandwich war.
Oh, no.
That's a rough fight for number 2. I love it. All right, cool. All right, I got one more food item, one more restaurant I want to check out. This is Famous Toaster. You might not have one where you're from, but it's my favorite brunch spot. Anybody ever been to Famous Toaster? Anybody know what it is?
They're delicious.
It's a really great brunch spot, okay? It's a really great brunch spot. I absolutely love it. Actually, go back to that one when we go back. All right, yeah, I actually love Famous Toastery, but I understand you might not have that. So just insert whichever brunch spot you like, okay? Whatever brunch spot you like, just insert it here. Just use a brunch spot of your own understanding. That's a specific joke for the right person. All right. So Famous Toastery brunch spot. Here's my marketing slogan for these guys. Here we go. Brunch spot. Here we go. Famous Toastery. Chef, you look good when you crack that egg up. Use a fine griddle flipper when you crack that egg up. I'm a big angry when you crack that egg. Yeah, who's you playing? Stack pancakes up. All right, here we go. That was
Sterling's no good at marketing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that, man. Hey, you know what's funny about Famous Toastery? I actually used to work at Famous Toastery as a server. And y'all, you know, I'm always a comedian, even if I have a job, right? So the director of marketing came into the restaurant one time, and I was like, yo, I got this idea that you should use for a slogan for Famous Toastery. And I was like, Famous Toastery, chef, you look good when you crack that egg up. And he was like, I'll take a waffle with a side of bacon, and let me get some chocolate chips on there. And that's my Famous Toastery slogan story. All right, guys. I tell you what, it's you know, a lot going on in the country, you know, in the world, some good stuff and some finally some acknowledgement of some stuff, you know, that's happening in the world. And so we don't want to pretend like we don't see what's all happening, but this show is just kind of supposed to be kind of funny, kind of lighthearted, right? So we're kind of funny, we're kind of lighthearted. We also kind of care about the culture. Like we care about culture a tremendous amount. I'm gonna show you as soon as this turns on. We care about culture so much. You know what? I think we all need a little more culture, just a tiny bit more culture, and that's why we brought a woman that knows a little bit about culture, a little bit about a lot, maybe. Welcome, Contessa, Isabella, Rasputin, Mussilini, Jones, everybody. Woo-hoo! Contessa. There we go.
Yes.
And Big Mike, you could just be here as the co-host. Contessa, how are you doing tonight?
Well, this is part of my community service, so I'm here and I need you to sign something when all of this is over.
Oh man, Contessa, you know what? I want to know more about culture. How can myself and my partner Mike, how can we be more cultured men?
Oh, congratulations! It's the start of Pride! You and your partner can be more proud! That's culture.
I love it. All right, so listen.
I love this whole like Felix and Oscar thing you guys have going on. You guys share an apartment. No, okay. I'm open. Don't let my namesake confuse you. I'm all about it. You guys have fun. You're making no more babies, which I don't like.
Who likes babies or lighting their cigarette? Who likes that?
This isn't even a cigarette. It's just a bunch of cotton rolled up. I'm not allowed to smoke anymore because of my blood pressure. But they don't know that I have people who just give me blood. I say, hey, you come over here. You donate blood. And it's to me. Maybe it's a B positive. Maybe it's an A positive. Maybe it's a C minus. I don't know.
All right. So not that blood isn't a fun topic. What should we do about the fact that all these cicadas, these bugs are coming up? What should we do about that?
Oh, your rhythms? Your circadian rhythm? Well, you just got to go to sleep whenever you feel tired, and you wake up whenever you want. I like to nap for 17 years at a time. I'm like a cicada. My circadian rhythms, yes. You just sleep when you want, and you wake up when you want. Or when you have to show up to court, then your lawyer is all like, don't show up this time, you're in contempt, blah, blah, blah. That's how we ended up here.
Yeah, I love that. You know, my lawyer is present today. This is Mike. He's my lawyer.
Oh, you're married your partner who is also your lawyer. That is amazing. You're saving so much money on the bills. Maybe he's slipping you the bill under the cover of night. I love it. I love your glove.
Is there any possible way that your hair isn't real and I could borrow it? Is that a possibility?
Oh, it's very real, darling. Look at these. It's very real. This isn't real. This is definitely fake.
It out.
You trying to snatch my weave? Is this what I'm hearing, MonaLisa Musiq? I don't come to where your place of business and snatch your wig. That's not nice.
I sold all my wigs. I wish I had more.
Unbelievable. Is that what you're trying to say, Sterling? My hair is unbelievable. I give you comedy.
Oh, hey, listen. I was wondering, Contessa, can you say your name backwards?
Well, I haven't had that many Percocets, but Jones, I guess, with a Joe, and the Mussolini would be like a Il Muna, and then Rasputin, you never say that backwards because he had two deeks. He stabbed you with one of them. And then Isabella, I guess, would just be Annabelle. I think I vacationed there once when I was in my 20s, but I don't remember. And then the Countess. Backwards, I guess I'd just be a princess, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I had one last question for you, okay?
Oh, darling, you've got so much to live for. Don't say it's your last one.
Oh,
I don't know. I felt like I'm dying a few times. I don't know. I felt like.
Oh, no. I've died a lot. You just got to get one of those little things and they break in front of your nose. And then if they don't wake up, then they shoot you with the electrodes. And if that don't work, then, you know, you do what Dick Cheney does and just shoot to somebody and they give you the life.
Contessa, Isabella, and Mussilini Jones, everybody.
Okay, no more questions. Bye-bye, everyone. I'm coming, Jeremy.
Oh, Contessa. Mike wasn't ready. Mike was just like, I'm just going to sit here with his tie. I'm just going to sit here with his tie. I love it, man. Hey, Contessa. Contessa, you're welcome to come back to the show whenever, you know, I'm not hosting. But no, I love it. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Contessa. We appreciate that. I just picked one of your many names and just went by that. Contessa, Isabella, Rasputin, Mussilini Jones. One more time for Contessa, Isabella.
Woo! Yeah.
Hey, quick reminder, you guys, we want you to share this video if you would. Basically, we're just kind of like a little late night thing. It's live, so if we, you know, mess up or just jump on the intro, or I'm like, hey, Mike, put on a tie on a t-shirt, we just do it. You know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for that. And right now, I do have a very special guest, so we do have some scripted comedy for you. This person is a fantastic individual, just a funny person, just a genuine, wonderful, great individual. I'm talking about myself. I love being it is such a fun but this individual is really great. She has a couple monikers. She's called the godmother of the Charlotte comedy scene. She is called the Queen of Clean. She's also one half of the Preacher Kids podcast. She has a Drive Bar comedy special coming out this year, unless it's already out, and I don't know. Sorry to mention that much, but I think it's coming out later this year. And she's here to do just a bit of her stand-up. Before we ask her a question or two, I'd love you guys to help me by giving it up for Miss Tara Brown, everybody. Tara Brown.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Sterling, thank you so much for having me here on your first episode of your show. So exciting.
Yeah, I love
really
having
cool.
you.
I love it. I'm surprised I stayed up this late. I'm old. I don't stay up this late, but it's good. Listen, I am trying to better myself. So I recently joined a diet and fitness program, and I lost 12 pounds. Really excited. Yeah. And I knew I needed to do something because when I went to the doctor, like, it didn't have such a great report because you can only play fast and loose with the carbs for so long, right? So I had a doctor's report that didn't go well, and the doctor said, you know what, we need to put you on a medication, and the side effects were yeast infections and UTIs. Okay, ladies, you know, right?
Oh.
Listen, had them both, not a fan. So I thought about that, and I was like, let me take another look at broccoli. I think I can commit this time. I think I'm serious about it. Yeah, I'm also concerned because this year my license expires, and I always get weirded out because with the eye exam, right? Eyesight is not the greatest, and they always have to send me to the eye doctor to get the eye exam. And I don't do so well there, you know, like, I'm good with the first line. They're like, can you read the first line? I'm like, yes, that's a big E. Yeah. Then it's like lines 2 and below is where I get stuck. And they're like, can you read the second line? I'm like, is that a little E? I don't know, right? Then I got to thinking about that. Why do they put letters on that thing anyway, right? If I need to pass that test because I need to look out for things on the road, put things on that chart that I should look out for, right? Right? Like mailboxes or kids, small kids, or CVS. Like, that's what I don't want to do. Right? You know, I'm outside driving, and, you know, I'm looking outside and I don't see little Timmy coming on his big wheel because he's mad. He just left virtual school because his mother didn't pack the right Lunchable for him. And I don't see him coming at me in his tricycle because I'm busy looking for a big E. You know what I'm saying? So put a little Timmy on that eye chart is what I'm saying. In related news, I'm having cataract surgery in 2 weeks. Woo-hoo.
Ooh.
Anybody had it? I'm sorry, don't raise your hand. It's not like I can see you anyway if you did it. Don't do that. It's actually my eyesight. I don't drive so well at night. It's actually why I went out and bought a red SUV. I figure if I can't see you, at least you can see me coming. You know? And you should watch out. You really should. But here's what I knew I needed to kind of get serious about cataract surgery, because during the pandemic, I was doing a lot of virtual shows. And you know, they have these, like now you have the names of people on the screens and I can never see the names. I can't read the names. So I would say things like, hey, Mary, you know what I mean, girl? And I'm like, I didn't know if there was a Mary there. I just took a shot because it was like a common name. And I just hoped someone would answer me. And then, you know, at work in the parking lot and people be yelling across like, hey, Tara. And I'm like, hey, Mary. And Mary got close and it was like Mike from accounting. Like I was like, I don't know. When did Mike get hips? I didn't know. But then the killer for me is I knew I really needed to do it is I went to the ATM and I accidentally hit the Spanish language option.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I couldn't get out of it.
Oh.
But thanks to Miss Lillian Rigaud, who taught me Spanish at Bushwick High School in Brooklyn more than 30 years ago, and taught me how to conjugate a Spanish verb, I was able to do that transaction. Shout out to teachers. Give it up for teachers.
Woo!
Yeah. She also taught me that Tegucigalpa was the capital of Honduras. And I never thought that I need to know that. But after that little ATM fiasco, I don't know anymore. So maybe we're going to Honduras. You know, listen, can we talk about anybody here back in the office working? Anybody going back? Everybody was remote working. Anybody back in the office working? Okay, I am.
Yeah, just one person. Big Mike,
Just
you
one
in the
person.
office, aren't you?
I ain't never left the office.
Okay, well, for those of you who were working in the office, do you remember that time when you would get to the office? Like if you got to the office late, you would try to slip in and hope no one saw you. But then if you got there early, you wanted everybody to know you got to work early, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't sleep one night and I just got up and just went to work real early in the morning. It's like 6:30 in the morning. Now, here's the thing. I told you earlier, I don't drive well at night. Spoiler alert, it's dark at 6:30 in the morning. So I don't recommend doing that. So I get to work at 6:30. Now I want credit for this, right? So I'm roaming the halls looking to see who I can see. And I see Mary, who's like 200 feet away. And I'm like, hey, Mary. Hey, girl. Look, I'm about to put on some coffee because I've been here since 6:30. You want some? And Mary's looking at you like you crazy for a couple of reasons, because she's always there at 6:30. She's one of those employees, right? And she's wondering why you're there so early when you average about 8:45 when you should be there at 8. Right? You should be there at 8 a.m. I'm like, I get there within the 8 o'clock hour, potato. You know what I mean? And then you find reasons to bring up that you came in early when no one's asking you. Like you'll be in a meeting and Sam will say, you know, the projections for next quarter are looking really good. And you're like, Sam, excuse me. I am so sorry to interrupt you, but it's funny you should say that. Because this morning at 6:30 when I was here, I was thinking the same thing, that the projections for next quarter are looking really, really good. That's funny you should say that. That's okay, you can carry on, right? And then the reverse of that is true, right? Like if you stay late, you want credit for staying late. And so but this one gets a little more trickier because you have to, people, like you said, a lot of people are working from home. So you got to get a little more crafty with this. So you do things like send an email that is absolutely useless, other than the fact that it's time stamped for a time when you should be not working, right? So now it's 7:30 p.m. And you're like, hey, Sam, you're probably home with your family. I'm still at the office. I just wanted you to know that if you come in tomorrow and that pen that was on the floor in your office is now on your desk, I put it there. Because I didn't want you to stab yourself in the foot, right? So I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. And then for good measure, you go to the parking lot and you start taking selfies with your car because it's like the only one in the parking lot. And then you put it on social media like hashtag working late, right? Hashtag employee of the month. So needless to say, I slept in the next morning. I didn't do that again. We don't do that. And listen, speaking of employee of the month, can we just make a decision right here that people who unnecessarily hit reply all to emails should never, ever, ever be employee of the month, right?
Yes.
Because their decision-making skills are faulty at best. And I'm trying to get something implemented at my job where we just remind people not to do that. Like, I think we have digital signage up around the building. I feel like we should put like a circle with the words and a line through it with the words, reply all. So remind people not to do it. And then for us, we have like we have like these stands around to remind people about social distancing. And it says, be smart, stay 6 feet apart. Sterling, there's that marketing you said you're not so good at.
Yeah.
And, and I like, people like things that rhyme. So this could work. So then I had the thought that maybe we could say, don't have the gall to hit reply all, right? Like, I think that could work. So I'm trying to get that going at my job. Another thing I noticed, can we just talk about these aggressive tactics that are happening at supermarkets? Like when you go to check out and they ask you, do you want to round up for charity? Who says no to that, right? It's just like, now don't get me wrong, I am a charitable person. I just don't like to feel pressure to give to charity, and then, and I'm feeling this pressure because the lady in front of me just rounded up her change for charity. The guy behind me is looking at me like, really, you're not going to round up for charity? Now, look, if my purchase comes to $10.99, that penny, that's all you. You got that, right? But if it comes to $8.01, I got to think about that because I don't always have round up money, So then I tried to flip it on her and I was like, well, which charities are these going to? And she just snort. I love to snort. And she was like, the American Heart Association or the American Cancer Society. And I was like, those are both good and worthwhile charities, but they got a couple of dollars behind them. And if not, they can go borrow some from Big Pharma who keeps hitting me for prescription meds every month. I know they're loaded, right? So then I said, well, can I decide which charity it goes to? Because I would like to donate it to the National Association by people who don't judge people by what they have in their shopping carts. Because I'm pretty sure I saw you roll your eyes when you saw my Haagen-Dazs. But did you see I have artichoke in there? I got some artichoke in there too, because I believe in balance.
Yes.
So at my supermarket, they don't even ask me to round up for charity anymore. And they just gave me the website, the Instacart. Like, they don't even want me back. And then I had to go home and Google how to cook artichoke because I don't know. I just put it in there for show. All right, people, that's enough for me.
Yes.
Tara Brown, everybody.
Thank you. Thank
Tara
you.
Brown, everybody.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Tara, you're so
here.
important. I'm
Oh,
on the
here.
bottom now. It's your show. Go, Tara.
Yay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Thank you so much. MonaLisa, what do you think of Tara's set?
Be easy, MonaLisa. Be easy, sister.
Tara was hot comedy. That was absolute comedy right there.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate you.
I put MonaLisa on blast. Hey, man, I love it. Tara Brown, thank you so much for being here. I think everybody's being here so far, but Tara, thank you so much for being here. But you haven't always been in comedy, right?
I have not. This is my 7th year doing comedy, which is so cool. My daytime job, I do PR for a living.
You do PR, right?
Yeah, I do PR for a television network, and I used to do it in book publishing. And I always say I have 2 full-time jobs because being a PR person is a full-time job, and stand-up has been very, very good to me. So stand-up has been fun.
I love that. I love that bit earlier. So I'm not as good as a marketer as you with the PR, and I'm probably not as good as a comic as you either. So I'm just like learning. I just got Tara on here to learn from you.
You're so sweet. I enjoy watching your stand-up. It's funny because so many people have told, and I know this is about me, but I'm gonna put it about you for a second. Sterling and I both do clean comedy. So I'm always looking for people who do clean comedy. And a lot of people kept telling me about Sterling. And then I had seen a video of your set, and this was just so funny to me. You do like some of the best crowd work I've ever seen anyone do. But this was so funny because you were doing your set, and a lady lady in the audience was talking, and you said, "Do me a favor, turn your mic up." And she said, "I don't have a mic." And you're like, "Exactly." I was like, I love this dude right here. And, since that time, you have been my brother, and I love you so much. You're so funny.
Thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh. I love it, man. Man, I think we got MonaLisa, won't you tell me how great I am too?
Oh gosh. I started something, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's what I like about you.
What is it?
I said you're not that white. That's what I like about
you. Oh, there you go. That's because I got this certain light right here. If it was just regular lighting, y'all be like, why is the ghost of Christmas past here? It's not even January. Like, it's not even,
That's
I'm so pale though. Hey Tara, so did you ever have funny things happen with you with PR? Like, did you ever have anything that was crazy funny happen?
Yeah, PR is funny. I don't know if a lot of people know what publicists do, but you kind of take on a role of lots of different things. You're a gatekeeper, a protector, a confidant, just lots of different things. And so I remember when I first started doing PR, I was an assistant. And this was before 9/11 and all this stuff. And my boss at the time said to me, "I need you to go to JFK," because I'm from New York. I used to live in New York, and I did PR and book publishing at the time. I do it now for television, but I used to do it in book publishing. And my boss at the time said, "Hey, I want you to go to the airport and pick up this author. He's older, and you take a car, you pick him up, so on and so forth." So I get to JFK, and they're paging me. And I'm like, "Why are they paging me?" So they like rush me to like the gate. And as the woman's rushing me to the gate, she goes, "He's blind, right?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know he was blind." So they like whisk me through the airport. They get him, they put him in my car. And so then we get to drive off, and he goes, "I'm not blind, right?" And I was like, "No." He says, "I just say that so they could whisk me through the airport." It was so funny. So I go back and I said to my boss, I said, I had the funniest. Oh, she said, "Oh, he did the blonde thing again." I was like, that was so funny to me. And the thing too about PR, but for the nature of what I do, I don't get starstruck because, I've had the opportunity to work around a lot of people, and you just can't, because it makes them awkward. It makes it awkward for them, and you just like, whatever. Yeah. But I did tell you, I had this one moment. I had to do some work with Maureen McCormick, who played Marsha Brady back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I remember being at LAX, and I was waiting for her at the bottom of the escalator. And she was coming down the escalator, and inside I was like, "Oh my God, it's Marsha Brady!" Like, I just like had her, and I was like, "Hi, how are you? I'm Tara." But I just like freaked. And it was so funny because I've had the chance to be around lots of people, but for some reason, when Marsha Brady came down the escalator, I like lost my mind.
That's awesome.
So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
I met a lot of celebrities too. Like, I'm a big, Tonight Show fan, obviously. I met Fallon, I met Stephen Colbert.
Oh, wow.
Well, I had a conversation with Stephen Colbert, but I met a lot of people, right? And but I had the opportunity to meet The Rock, but I would have had to interrupt him because there's a couple of things happened. His dad had just passed away, and I remember grieving my mom, and so I didn't want to interrupt him because this whole production was waiting on him. I was at this taping, and this whole production was waiting on Duwayne to show up. They're like, "All right, DJ's gonna get here. He's gonna get here," and he hadn't gotten there yet. And then I just kind of was in the right place, and in he walks, just as big as a truck, whatever. He walks in, and like 20 production people surround this guy. And I'm close enough to him, like literally I could reach out and just tap him. But I don't do it because everybody's waiting on him to start. And then also I was thinking, like, I know, like, his dad had just passed away. Yeah. And I understand about him. He's just like, we got to do it. The show must go on, all that stuff. But I didn't want to get in his head and be like, "Sorry, your dad died." You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know.
I actually have a funny story about him because I actually had to spend some time with him.
That's why I brought it up. I want to know this story.
He is the greatest guy. Like, what you see is what you get. And I guarantee you, and that was respectful of you to do that. I guarantee you he's probably the guy, like, even if you had stopped him, he would have just given you time. The nicest guy. So when I worked in book publishing, we had published his book. So I got to, and shout out to, again, at the time, I was like a junior publicist, and the more senior publicist knew how much I love wrestling, because to this day, I love wrestling.
Right.
But she's like, hey, I'm working on these WWE, I think it was WWF at the time, books.
Right.
And do you want to do these with me? And that was very generous for her. So anyway, what that entailed is me having to go to Minneapolis to be at the Mall of America, where The Rock was doing a book signing, and the nicest guy. So it was an interesting thing I noticed. So the way the setup was at the Mall of America, people would come up, and then there was a woman, I was standing to his right and opening the book, so he could sign it at a certain space. Mm-hmm. And then there was a woman on his left from the I think it was WWF at the time, but I'm going to say WWE because I don't remember.
If it was the first book, it was WWF. I remember it.
Okay. So anyways, this was the coolest thing. So, people would come up, open the book, pass it to him. He signed it. They talked to him. They would give him things. Right. So they would give him things. He would pass it to the woman at WWE, and he would not look away until he saw it put away. Right. And I thought that was odd. I was like, I wonder why he's doing that. But I never said anything. So probably after like the 10th time of this happening, the woman finally says, do you think I'm going to take your stuff? And he goes, no, it's not that. He says, I don't want them to think I don't care about what they gave me. And I thought that was the nicest thing, but just the nicest guy. So like, I'm so happy to see the success he's having, because the time I spent with him was just so much fun. Such a nice guy.
And not to date anything, but back then when he released that book, I was a mark. Like, I was a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Big Mike knows. Mike, we met some wrestlers, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We met a few people. Mike can tell you stories about meeting K Quick and Ron of Truth Killings, or whatever his name was.
Oh wow.
Road Dogg.
Yeah.
Road Dogg, yeah. All that stuff. But I was a big wrestling fan, when that book came out, and I got the book. And the thing about The Rock is, like, back then, that's around the time he was about to start his movies and stuff.
Right.
And I remember them saying this thing about how he walked into his like agents and stuff and was like, hey, I want Kevin Hart's career. No, I'm sorry. I want Will Smith's career, but bigger.
Wow.
And everybody laughed at him. They were like, you ain't going to you're a WWE, you know what I mean? You're a TV star at best. Like, you're not quite, you're like an athletic TV star. That's the best we got for you, And
silly people.
Like, huh?
I said silly people.
Yeah. And because you got to think about it, this has been like 20 years now, right around 20 years now. Mm-hmm. And which is, it doesn't seem like that long at all to me. But anyway, he now look at it. Will Smith ain't got the Rock money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's good to see nice things happen for nice people. So every time I see something good happen for him, I just remember fondly the time I got to spend and how nice he was. And he just, I'm going to use a church slogan that Sterl will understand. He's not a respecter of persons. He just treated everybody very nicely.
Yeah.
I have nothing but good things to say about him.
That's really dope. Well, I love talking about pro wrestling and my man Duwayne Johnson, but let's talk about Tara Brown for just a minute.
Yes,
so
let's talk
you're
about
an incredible comedian. I love, like, the first time I saw you, I was like, I need to work with her. And then I sent you my little clip and stuff, and like I was like, hey, can we, you know what I mean? And we started jamming on stuff. And but PR person, then a comedian. What happened there?
Well, it's funny. People say to me all the time, like, oh, it's so great. You're doing the thing you love to do. And I can't say, some people like, I knew I wanted to be a comedian. I can't say that was the case for me. I was one day in the office, I just like had some downtime, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of bored. And I was like, started Googling things to do in Charlotte, and comedy class popped up. And I was like, okay, people said I'm funny. Let's give this a shot. And so I took a 7-week comedy class at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, and the rest, they say, is history. And it's just been so phenomenal. And as you know, I do clean comedy, so I enjoy putting on clean comedy shows that can be enjoyed by the whole family. And And in fact, my next clean comedy brunch show that I'm putting on it, you were a part of the last one. You were so awesome. It's going to be at the Comedy Zone on Sunday, August 8th. And
oh, no. I'm sorry, Terry. You got to pay for promotion around here. We don't.
No, I don't. You got me up. Wait, you got me up out of my bed. You know I'm plugging my stuff. Look, I'm usually asleep by now. If I'm up, we're plugging my show.
I know. I'm just playing. I was going to play anyway.
But Sunday, August 8th, at 3:30 p.m. And what I love about this show, it's super duper family friendly, so you don't need a babysitter. You know, if you're in the Charlotte area, come on out. We're gonna have a good time.
I was a part of the last one you did, and I loved it. But aside from just, you know, when you're a performer, you might think one thing. But aside from that, I can say like that was. I think every show of yours I've ever been to, like you have a great atmosphere in your shows, and so if anyone has a chance to see a Tara Brown show, you need to see that show.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I really pride myself on any show that I'm producing. I try to, you know, I tell people all the time, we're only here with family. You're in my show, we're family. So, you know, I want you to say hi to someone you don't know and just enjoy. Like we come in dancing to September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, do you remember? I think we leave to that. Yeah, so I just, it's super high energy. And, you know, I always say about comedy, for me, you know, we're all walking in a building with the weight of the world on our shoulders. Everyone's dealing with something you have no idea they're dealing with.
Wow.
If for the time that you spent with me, I can make you forget about it for a little while, then that makes me feel good. At one time I performed at a show and a girl said to me, like her father had just died. And she goes, I hadn't laughed, you know, for weeks, and thank you. And I'm like, that is so humbling and empowering that you can just have a hand in making somebody feel better. So I enjoy, you know, bringing smiles to people's faces, and you know, and you know, I'm blessed that I get the opportunity to do it. And like you said, I have a dry bar special coming out soon. I have a date, but I don't have an exact date, but I have a time frame. But
well, hey, I want to say real quick, you do a great job in making people feel good. And I know you've delighted us. You blessed us today. Look at MonaLisa's face. Like it has just been frozen with that big old smile.
MonaLisa Musiq.
Hey, if there's anybody in the chat, if we're still watching live on Facebook, you guys can ask Tara a question. I meant to say that earlier. But
they're like gone. They're like,
yeah, everybody, we done. We done. You can type in a question.
We don't care about her. We don't know.
And
bring back Contessa.
Yeah, they want Contessa, Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
Rasputin. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
MonaLisa, did you see anybody in the chat that was typing any questions? There's a lag, so we won't see it for a little while. We got enough time to talk more about his dry bar special. Tara Brown, tell me more about his dry bar. Like, how'd that work out? Did you do it over the computer, or were you in person?
No, I went to Provo, Utah. Which Utah, I don't know if you've ever been to Utah. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
No, like Mona said, I'm not that white. Like
Utah's gorgeous. Like, it's funny because when I got word that I was gonna be able to tape the special, I was like, yes, I was so excited because, you know, as a clean comedian, that's on your bucket list of things you want to do. And then they said, oh, you got to come to Utah to do it. And I was like, okay. It was my first time on a plane since the pandemic. Like the last time I had flown was like February 2020. So I taped this in November of last year. So I had the mask and the shield and my glasses were fogged up and I was like walking into gates, but I got to Utah. Yeah. And I will say this about the nice folks in Provo, Utah. Some of the nicest people I've met in the history of my life. They just were so kind and warm and compassionate. And it's funny because I was asking my driver who took me, I said that like I was all pretentious, the shuttle driver who was taking me from Salt Lake City to Provo. I was asking him to give me some insight into Mormons because I was going to be in Mormon land. And he said something I thought that was very interesting. He said they don't have a lot of diversity, but they don't have a lot of racism. He said they're very interested in learning about people's cultures. And I found that to be very true. So shout out to the people in Provo and Salt Lake City in the state of Utah. I had a great, great time. They treated me very well when I was there. And the dry bar experience.
Salt Lake City and Utah and all that good stuff. All that good.
Yes.
That is really dope. That's an interesting concept. They don't have a lot of diversity, but they don't have racism. So
it was interesting. And I'm not even kidding you, Sterling. It was just, they were so kind, like just really nice people. And I want to say this, the Dry Bar comedy experience was phenomenal and they're very top notch and they just treat you so incredibly well.
Yeah, Mormons are there. That's so, whenever I meet a Mormon, like they're so kind. I'm always like, yeah, let me get the number one with no pickles. Let me get Polynesian sauce and the it sounds like they're gonna say my pleasure.
They might, but they were nice. I enjoyed that. And I thank them for having me.
All right. So look, Tara Brown, it's way past your bedtime. I appreciate being here. I
want to say this. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Thank you so much for always being so kind and supportive of me. And I appreciate you. And I just wish you nothing but success on this and on everything you do.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Tara Brown. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
I just want to thank all my people. I want to thank Isabella, Rasputin, Contessa, Mussilini, Jones. I want to thank my partner, Big Mike. Give it up for Big Mike down there. I want to thank our special guest, Tara Brown. I love me some Tara Brown.
I love you back.
Oh, you're the sweet. Oh my gosh. I want you to be so successful so I can be like, I know her, and then be like, hey Tara, hook me up with a shot on your
Oh, brother, when I go you're coming with. I'm taking everybody with me.
That's awesome. MonaLisa Musiq is a fantastic artist. MonaLisa, before you play us out, what's your next gig?
I'm playing next week at Shake Shake Seafood in Concord on Saturday, June 12th with my pocket partner, who rotates out every now and again, but I'll be over there giving the jams while people have their crab in a bag,
Yeah.
Crab in a bag and the jams. Give it up for MonaLisa Musiq and Big Mike. Big Mike, where you get the tie from?
Walmart.
Walmart, give it up for Walmart. All right,
Walmart always the
MonaLisa,
prices.
take us out, MonaLisa.
This is in honor of all the awesome jokes that we heard tonight from my lady, the queen, Tara Brown. I can tell some jokes, but I'm not that good. as my father and my husband have told me several times, don't tell my jokes in front of folks. So I'm gonna stick with the plan. Before I do though, thank you, Sterling, for having me. I'm so glad that we were able to link up via my work wife, Warren. And I'm so glad that we were able to link up and get this time to get together and really vibe. And like I said, I love to laugh. So I love to be a part of anything that's gonna have some good laughs in it. So I came to work just to get paid, just to get paid. I showed up for work today just to get paid, just to get paid. I don't want to respond to your emails, don't include me, has nothing to do with me. I don't want to buy no fancy clothes from the shelf. I get it all from Walmart by myself. I showed up to work today just to get paid, just to get paid. I just showed up to work today just to get paid, just to get paid. Where's my respect? You haven't clocked in yet, I'm here so early. Where's my coffee and my trophy? Do I get an extra day off of work? Boss man, I stayed late today. Where's my pay? I just came to work today just to get paid, just to get paid. I showed up for work today just to get paid, just to get paid. And no, I don't want to give you what I worked for. Don't ask me for a donation at the grocery store or at the 7-Eleven. I need all my money, you see. Cause I showed up for work today just to get paid. Oh, $7.25 a day. I just showed up for work today just to get paid. Just to get paid. No, I can't give you any dollars out my wallet. I only use the plastic while you're all up on it. I'm not gonna give you my PIN number, don't you shun me. Because I don't have no covers. I only have my mother that makes me iron my shirt. For work today, I only put on this tie so you give me a raise. I showed up for work today just to get paid. Write some jokes about all of you that you'll never hear. You know, you'll never say that I did you that way. I just came to get paid.
Yay!
Have a good night, Nite Brite family.
Thank you so much, MonaLisa Musiq. Oh my gosh, you just made the show. Thank you so much, MonaLisa Musiq. We love you. Thank you. All the names: Contessa, Isabella, Rasputin, Mussilini. Thank you, Tara Brown, for being my special guest. My co-host and announcer, Big Mike. Tell us, what was the show brought to us by?
Tonight's show was brought to you by the vaccine Carcadas. I really don't know what Carcadas treat, but honestly, if you got an issue, Carcadas can take care of you.
All right, I love it. Thank you guys so much. This was Nite Brite. Please share the video. We love everybody. Y'all have a great night. And I don't like goodbye, so I'm just going to stay here and watch you.
Yeah.
All right, bye, everybody. We love y'all. Say bye.
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 Share the video.